Hi, this is Vanessa, and today I will be close reading an extract from the film The Matrix, directed by the Wachowski brothers. I have entitled this clip Neo's Introduction, and it is the first clip of the three we were given. In this extract, I will be analysing the use of camera angles, symbolism, and dialogue in play, and try to understand the director's intention through the techniques chosen. At the very start of this scene, we see Neo lying asleep while his computer scans random things. After establishing his surroundings, we pan to a bird's eye view shot of Neo with his head down on the desk, face surrounded by clutter. I think this shows how unorganized Neo is in his regular life, or his life in the Matrix. He doesn't have direction and allows things to just build up around him. He's not really functioning as a human in everyday life as he is expected to. He lives in a dark, small space surrounded by junk and techie stuff, which makes him, especially in the 1990s, a bit of a weirdo and a bit of an outcast. This is kind of foreshadowing that he is destined to do well in the real world as opposed to the Matrix, as he basically lives his life in a technological trap anyways. The symbolism comes into this extract after this line from the computer, "Follow the White Rabbit." The line "Follow the White Rabbit" was of course made famous by the Lewis Carroll novel Alice in Wonderland, in which Alice follows a white rabbit down a hole and gets transferred into Wonderland, an alternate reality and a completely fictional dark paradise. The symbolism displayed here is obviously that the white rabbit, in this case the tattoo on the girl's shoulder, was the gateway to finding out what the Matrix is and actually escaping it. The white rabbit is a symbol for escaping the world you live in. The parallel between Alice in Wonderland and the Matrix is that in Alice in Wonderland, Alice is escaping reality and going to a fantasy land, whereas in the Matrix, Neo is essentially escaping Wonderland and going into reality. I believe the reason for this parallel was to show that Neo, just like Alice, was destined to be great in this alternate universe.
Hallelujah. You're my savior, man. My own personal Jesus Christ.
You get caught using that.
Yeah, I know. This never happened. You don't exist.
Right.
Something wrong, man? You look a little whiter than usual.
My computer,
The next part here is where I shall review the dialogue said by the character Troy to our lead Neo. The line, "Sounds like you need to unplug, man," implies that Troy is a manipulation of the Matrix and not just a regular person. This is implied because unplugging is a pun due to the fact that everyone in the Matrix has a giant plug on the backs of their heads and they plug in to the Matrix itself. We see this as possible when later on in the film we watch as the character Mouse displays his ability to create people in the Matrix, for example, the girl in the red dress. The reason that Troy would have been brought into the Matrix by Morpheus and his crew is simply as a way for them to contact Neo while he's still leading his regular life. The line could just be one of the team's idea of a joke. This piece of dialogue shows us how powerful a hold the Matrix has over Neo and everyone who lives. In theory, every person Neo's ever met could be artificial intelligence doing its work. The people inside essentially have no control over their lives. This dialogue was important for establishing the Matrix's power and hold over all of humanity. I think that the theorist's theory that best fits the Matrix / this extract is Svavon Todorov's, sorry if that's horrifically off, his equilibrium, disequilibrium, new equilibrium theory. Svavon believes that each narrative had 5 stages. There was a stage of equilibrium, which we see in this extract as Neo leading his regular life, still unsure of what the Matrix is. Then there is a state of disruption as a result of some action, which I think could be Neo waking up to see his computer typing to him. Next stage is a recognition that there has been some disruption, which I would say could be meeting Trinity in the club, but probably in reality is further on in the film, along with the last 2 stages, which are an attempt to repair the disruption and a reinstatement of the equilibrium. I think that the camera angles in this scene help us to understand the equilibrium stage, as at the start of the film when we do see Neo and his setup, it's obviously a place he feels comfortable in because he's sleeping right in the middle of everything, and you can tell it's his everyday setup because of the amount of things that have accumulated in his little live-in space. We quickly establish from the shots shown that this is Neo's regular state of living, and therefore we assume he's in his regular state of mind. The symbolism of the White Rabbit is important to the disequilibrium part of the theory, or the disruption stage, because really, what's more disconcerting than having a computer predict and demand things of you, only to have them present themselves in real life? The idea of an alternate life is a good reason for a state of disequilibrium. Dialogue provides a state of disequilibrium as well, but mostly in Trinity's end of extract lines, which I have not done a close reading of, so I can't really comment too much on them. Thus, here is the conclusion to my close reading of the extract Neo's introduction from the film The Matrix. I hope my voice was not too monotonous, and I hope I showed you my perspective on this extract via this commentary.